what the cash Ghana for bo say ube make sure say nyama betoto ade baako a Ghana for edidwa Akufo-Addo anka first time no kra no nko mo ya pam no eni say woka say na corruption koso obo be prosecute a wo failure eti the second time wo kwa wie no say oh sir waka say asemu nyina che say wantimi anya ho hwe wo say President Mahama e corrupt ya ba be prosecute no wantimi prosecute no na che say atro na odi kire ye wo hu say de wo mo pam no eyeye me massa de ni bi ento
Bose amanu hunu part 1 and 2 wara kwafaba chro hwen.
We will launch an operation recover all the loot to investigate, prosecute and recover the proceeds of corruption. No person found culpable will be spared.
Impenifo ka sembi se sedenchem efinsuase ebeka chro se dododa tiebe we so emame. So when it comes to this oral conversation ya bebrene chiremu a oman disappointed. Eye former auditor general eba oral committee na oye member as I'm talking to you ono no oye Iyoko board chairman Daniel Domelevo wakasa on oral na and somebody atudwa no se wo ye Ghana ni na the fight against corruption no was support ya masrawa sa wo be share video we ekosi awiye na trust me wo hwere be ho Attorney General Dominic Ayeni na this particular story no yemimbo room eba no 2024 election campaign NPP any NDC omo run ye wo Ghana ha eyade a NPP omo share bobebre saso ena eye NDC asesia no omo aba abemu in the name of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no eyade a ono so share bobebre na ne bosha ba ko a Ghana for egitu mu a enuti no omo to abama no eye operation recover all loot aka oral na eye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama esema mo kan ye ne se eye abanda da no emu appointees omo abo oman Ghana kro no enunti no se Ghana for the tumi mo a sam krofo katatesha na ade ahyesu ni na ebusua omo beje sa sika no ama oman Ghana na impo no embra achi omo aso ewo ho ampani ampa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wa ba mu ai wo hwemu a 7th January 2025.
This is Zinga TV.
As Minu can say, and then 8 October 2025. So clearly, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama almost went in as president. No, 9 months bepepe na owomuno. Na no na manfo ahwe ni mu ase sika mo kasa manfo awia. Enu nti mo beche omo atum na ade no. 9 months ni. Ayese say mo de Ghana for edi agrosa. Na ebusia this conversation we no waka bebre na so ka. Na eno na eye KSM ni show amafo brenechem say debi KSM the way wo eba the fight against corruption na ede wakoma so no nimpa ba ko a wo interview na ebe boa oman Ghana ye pa eye former auditor general osan so ye oral committee no oye member as I'm talking to you no ono na oye board chairman Emma Iyoko. I'm talking about Mr. Daniel Domelevo. Ono na ebuso betumi edi za conversation mu yi ampani ampa KSM one Daniel Domelevo atwetwe nkobo na wotie na samana okano into details pa verbatim and sama oka ono akasa ponche ya 2/3 majority a NDC ewo parliament no pene samana okano omudidi agro and current Attorney General Dominic Akuritinga Ayeni he is joking. They are
not feeling a recovery and that's why they wanted you here, so I'm glad you're here. Please, Ghanaians are watching you. That Masa Dominic Pacho, you feel recovering. No?
Yes, you feel it. You see, the truth of the matter is that the process is a very slow and very tedious one. A lot of work is going on at the various institutions, from the Attorney General, Iyoko, OSP, the police, etc. They are all involved in this. When you ask, are you satisfied? I'll say no. I am not satisfied. I am not satisfied, not because I expect that people will have been jailed by now, or the monies will have been recovered by now, because I know it's a gradual process. It takes a long time. But there are some basics that must be in place to give us the assurance that we are going to win this war. Those basics, I'm not seeing them. What are those basics? One, the legal framework. It has remained largely the same. And you see, if you are going to fight corruption, and you must prove beyond reasonable doubt that the person stole money. Corruption is not done in the opening. It's not like murder, stealing, etc. that there are a lot of aggrieved persons and evidence for you to establish. Corruption is also not done by people who are as daft as me. It's very intellectual people who understand the process, who know how to use it without leaving even audit trail, who normally get themselves involved in these corrupt practices. So one will have expected that one of the quickest or the earliest legislation which will have come into place is what we call the reversed burden. Once we can establish that this vehicle or this house belongs to Daniel, and Daniel, you are a public office holder, your salary per month is 50,000. Let's assume that you save half of that every month, 25,000. It can't buy this vehicle, not to talk about the house. So now the onus now move to you to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you didn't steal public funds. That is what we are not feeling. That legal framework, which even the Constitution implies under Article 286. If you read clause 4 of Article 286, which is Assets and Liabilities Declaration, it says that between your first declaration or your previous declaration and the subsequent one, if the growth in your assets or properties the growth is not commensurate with your sources of income, then we can assume that you earn that income or that asset illegally. So we expect, or I expect by now, that the Attorney General, as a matter of urgency, will have gone to the Parliament to pass a law to say, look, we can't put the proof of guilt in corruption at the same level as all other crimes like theft, murder, etc. Where at times you can see the dead body is there. We all saw you cutting him or etc. So we can prove it. But this one is white collar crime. It is difficult. So once it can be established that you have assets which cannot be explained, what we call unexplained wealth, then it means you are guilty of something. That is one. Two, the law should make it unattractive for people to engage in corruption. If you follow the news about 2 weeks ago, not up to even 2 weeks, I think, ago, the former Minister of Agric of China was found guilty of collecting bribe and awarding contracts, etc., to the tune of about $38 million. What did they do? The most impressive thing about it is that the trial was within 3 months or so. In Ghana, this will have remained in court for God knows how long. At times, some of the cases, until Jesus comes, they are never going to finish. Within 3 months or 4, they have finished the trial. That is one of the things I thought that Attorney General should do. Put a time limit to the court.
That's what Ghanaians are worried about, because they are asking, so by the end of 4 years, how many cases could have been recovered
at this rate? That is exactly my worry also. In fact, that's why I said, if you ask me, am I satisfied? I said, no, I'm not satisfied, because I can't see the end of the tunnel, not to talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. I can't even see it. I don't even see the end of the tunnel before the light, because I know this may continue till there's a change. In fact, the prayer of the corporates and their lawyers is that there should be a change in government. Then you hear Nolly Prosecute and etc., and our money is gone. Okay, so I expect that this should be in place by now, so that the court will be told that, look, corruption cases, 6 months maximum, you must finish it.
Thank you.
Let me be honest with you. I would have expected that again the Attorney General will have gone to the Parliament with a bill which will have also addressed the capacity of the courts by now. He mentioned it, but I thought 9 months is a long time. He says he's going to submit this to I think cabinet, then to Parliament to activate the tribunals and etc. I said 9 months. Sorry for crying aloud, but 9 months gone. We knew this problem when you were in opposition.
Yeah.
So immediately
Yeah.
you hit the road, you must start running. So by now we should have those tribunals and special courts activated. And then we talk to the Chief Justice. If there is one institution who should work 24/7, is the judiciary. We need justice. They claim justice delayed is justice denied. So why can't we go and listen to the judge after 6 o'clock? Why can't we go to court at maybe 1 a.m. and the trial goes on? Now, if you go to court, at times the lawyer speaks for 5 minutes, then they adjourn the case for the next 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is. But if we increase the capacity of the court, that is, allow Chief Justice to recruit more judges, even including part-time judges, because there are so many lawyers. Some of them can be part-time judges, okay, so that we can hear these cases with speed. I expect the law now to take so many of the discretions away, where the judge will just slap you on the back and say you go and say no more. No, once we have embezzled or stolen public funds, we should not be talking about recovering 100%. I don't know, I heard 60%. I don't know whether the Attorney General meant collecting the 100% plus 60 or only 60%.
60 and they're happy.
If it is only 60, then my brother, what it means is that you and I can come together, go and steal about 100 billion. When they catch us, we give them 60 billion and we keep 40 billion. Will be quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that what we should do at the minimum, and anybody who is an auditor or investigator like me knows that whatever we discover is just a small fraction of the whole thing. The investigation can never reveal everything. Therefore, the minimum you should get is the total you are able to identify plus something. The minimum should be above what you have discovered, but not below what you have discovered. So if Attorney General actually exercise discretion to put that 60%, then my dear brother is no, I disagree with him. It should not be the case. So if these things were to be in place, then the final thing that I was expecting, the criminal process again is a very slow one. And I suggested, even it is in our report, the oral report, that most of the cases require auditing because they relate to procurement and etc. They should pack all of them and give them to the Auditor General. And under Clause 8, Article 187, it says the President in the national interest can ask the Auditor General to conduct audit. So they can activate that clause of the Constitution and ask the Auditor General, do this audit. Do you know the advantage there? The Auditor General under Clause 7 of the 187 has the mandate to disallow the expenditures and surcharge. So he said, look, Mr. KSM, you didn't follow the procurement rules. You didn't do the right thing. So I've disallowed, I've surcharged. It becomes a judgment debt, more or less. So Attorney General, all that he needs to do to file a civil proceedings at the court to collect the money. That would have been faster for us. We will not be talking about 1 year. We will not be talking about even 6 months. But the procedure that Attorney General currently is using is going to be very difficult because the law is going, the criminal process is going to take a long time, and even when we win the case, that is, the judge rules in the state's favor that Daniel stole the money, collecting the money also is another case. I hope you heard of the Wyoming's case. Did we hear the end of it? Do you know whether it has been fully recovered or not? So there's a Supreme Court saying that pay so much to the state. They say, okay, I'll pay, but I have only this for you. Then they say, we will sell this. They say, okay, I have this for you. So I think there's a quicker route. These are desperate times and desperate situations need desperate solutions. We must not act as usual. If we follow the laid down procedure or protocol, we may not get any results at all. We may even find it difficult to get 1% of the looted money, not to talk about 10% of the looted 1%. Money. 1% will be very difficult because the longer the process takes, the more the chance and opportunity to maneuver and put water under the bridge and do a whole lot of things. we can't be operating in the same way and be expecting different results. 9 months is not small, my brother. Before we realize, we have finished the quarter of the term of President Mahama. So I think we have to change the speed at which we are moving and let people gain the confidence that things are moving and moving very fast. It begs one question. Doesn't mean they didn't prepare before coming to office, or they were not ready for winning the election. If they were ready for election, I thought they should have planned all these things. So once they come to office, it will be like
the ground running. Everything is in place.
Exactly. If there's any frustration of mine, that is what I have. The speed at which things are being done is as if everything is normal.
It's quite interesting that everybody wanted me to get Dom Levon so that you can explain to us, perhaps maybe curtail our worry that this is being done. But you are here and you're actually feeling the same thing that they are feeling. The things are kind of slow.
We are on the same boat, man. We are on the same boat. I feel exactly what they feel. In fact, I don't know if my feeling is even more than theirs. Because when I look at the quantum of money that we should recover and the speed, the snail speed at which we are moving, I'm like, when are we going to get there? We may not get there. So I am pleading with the Minister of Finance, I'm pleading with the President, I'm pleading with the Attorney General. They should change the modus operandi. We should change it. We can't be business as usual. Let's move. Let's get to the judiciary and tell them that we need more courts. Sorry, why do we have a room which is used only 8 hours in 24 hours a day?
That's a good question.
So when you finish your term after 8 hours, go. He comes in another 8 hours. Then I come in 8 hours. It means we have increased the capacity of the judiciary 3 times.
So, folks, basically, the 24-hour economy should start with the judiciary.
Exactly.
The judiciary should be operating 24 hours around the clock. Trying these cases, let's move it.
Except that they are not serious telling us that justice delayed, justice denied. They have been telling us that if they really mean it, then I think they should think outside the box. They would say that, where are we going to get the personnel? There are several lawyers in Ghana. Some don't even get cases to handle. They should recruit them either full-time or part-time and put them into the courtrooms. Even lay people are at times engaged as magistrates, is that not it? So we can do that to address the issue.
And the court should run 24 hours. That's you know, you can't.
And not only 24 hours, but with time limit. That within 3 months or 6 months, you must finish the case. In fact, we should legislate that to stop this issue of appeal. Wait, when we finish the verdict, you can appeal all the things that you think were not right. But they use appeals to delay the process. Because you say is, you say no, it should not be is, it should be was. You say no, it is is. Then okay, let's appeal. Then we go to court to say this grammar, can you correct it for us? Court of appeal say no, we think it is is. You say no, it's not good. We are going to Supreme Court. So at times you see,
so that can stall the whole procedure.
Of course, for several months. I think those who are in leadership, especially the president and the minister, they should understand us. That they are there to serve us, they are not there to serve themselves. And this is what we the people we think, is that it is like business as usual, and if it is business as usual, then we are never going to get there. We must have to change and make significant change, so that there will be lifestyle audit, a reversal of burden, internal auditing, external audit, etc. They all come in, and then we can all be happy that, oh, we are getting somewhere.
These are not my words. We are former Auditor General, Sesiano, Oye Iyoko, board chairman, Eban oral committee no swa, Oye member. And wait here some more Kayano. Or Jama, Wusha Metesa, current Attorney General Dominic Ayeni. Or use na, sir, or mobile recover loot nadia. Process nadia on the assassin, Ahonke Kano, Ewo Fom. 9 months is enough to get prosecution done. Na ipo no matters na dia o use no. Wo hwe mu a e wo se embrani bi ohwo ma eye a cake. Embrani bi ohwo ma emboa. Enu nti no e wo se ode sa embra no ekọ parliament. Not that 2/3 majority omo parliament no omo ye embrani mu nsakaye. E wo se Attorney General omo de se embra mu se nipa osimesi wo ya ye di na asam no. Judge awotena asam no so anopa ewia enumre ahomachi o saa nipa no ye bedi nasem ade ache so a saa nipa no ye di nasem impo no se esusu se obi abo oman Ghana kro no a saa nipa no 2 months ene ye di nasem 2 months no e wasa asam no omudi wie na saa nipa no se ne ho so a embrejai no se wafom so a embra ejeli no but wo share a current attorney general the way you handle corruption cases e wo Ghana ha na ono Mr. Daniel Domelevo oye oral committee member no oye disappointed Dominic Ayene corruption fight no o move it to say tortoise and I say Sanya snail e move you know very slow impo current chief justice say we say court no o set up a special tribunal scra na no de omotena ensam so 24 hours scra na e we say attorney general or the sa embra no e parliament na that 2/3 majority or more parliament no omo utilizing here because some of the cases in your home omako court mo di asam na cha te sa ne okan no 5 minutes na judge oni asam no we tu sa asam na akose ebia December na sa December no masen akọ omako tena asam no so 5 minutes na wasen etu asam na akose June it is say we behwe no within 1.5 year no na judge no watena asam no so twice na twice no for the 3 months no omudi no ende echino masen akọ asam no so edia na ka wo hwe mu within 2 months no e so mo bedi asam na wie and what ya ne obo so pa na say embra omu use say corruption fight no proving ade no ente say obi ekodi ewu a no sa nipa no o prove enu nte ba no corruption de no a wo ka say o we ekodi eskadi a on prove na e wo say ne e course wo China recently ya former agric minister omo ejeli no and I say omo sentence no to death now because omo chiremu a wentumi explain eye what we make no enu nti no obokro no ena odi enya sa sika no enu nti no omo sentence no life imprisonment sai pepe no chiremu a attorney general on sechere embrenemu na sa na ebe ya prosecution ebe koso wawa but say pa na ebe kode a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama 4 years na ebe so no na akokọ ntakra ni ho ma wabokro no a sa nipa no mo ejele no e wo Ghana ha na about the fight against corruption ya eno na corruption ya ovi adoyo no so o chem se Onem Mr. Daniel
Please subscribe, comment and share for more content.
Adocrement
President ya besro wadi ka she Ghana for bo se wo be make sure say nneama betoto ade ba ku Ghana for edidwa akufado anka first time no kra no nko mo ya pam no eni se wo ka se na corruption koso obo be prosecute wo failure eti the second time ko wie no say oh sir wakasa se mu nyina che se want me anya ho hwe wo say President Mahama corrupt ya ba be prosecute no want man prosecute no na che sa tro na odi kire ye wo hu se de wo mo pamo no me masa de ne bi ento eti ma wano asem no anya aduma prosecute them
hwe
prosecute them
hwe o
mema obi nkonkotena se na asofo no ba bo mudi wa bonten ehimfo no ba fo mudi to abonten wotimi a mo frɛ ye de beto abonten so mu jani wo mo ye no ye nyina ye se pese a build this country so amanfo wie sika anda yesu wo ho ye chini pa no so a mo se ye ntiase ade na mo chichi wo mo ne ye kai ka ho ye be ye dan we are building this country so ye besre ora investigations o mo aye ene adwuma mo aye nyina ye make sure say court na ye ko no ye bibia ye solid ye bibia ye solid eti ye besre.
Are you impressed with Attorney General the way you all handle oral and some and I say the fight against corruption na ekoye ma and I say na ekeke kone de reshuffle and canon by December. Share what you in your comment section or let's share video.